there's a word that I'm thinking of, and I'm not sure what it means. So can you guys help me? What is a neighbor? Can you tell me?
A neighbor is somebody that lives beside you.
Somebody that lives beside you. That's a good definition. That's something to think about. What do you think? Someone that's your friend. That's nice. We can be friendly with our neighbors. What do you think? Someone that's close to you. Yeah, maybe somebody who's sitting next to you can be your neighbor. Somebody who sits next to you in class, or somebody who's sitting next to you now. Maybe Maddie's my neighbor right now. So a man in today's Bible story asked Jesus a very similar question. He asked Jesus, he said, well, Jesus, you keep telling people to love your neighbor and to care about your neighbor, but who is my neighbor? How do I know how to love my neighbor if I'm not sure who my neighbor is? And to answer him, Jesus told him this story. He told him about a man who was going down a road to Jerusalem. And as the man was going on his trip, he met some robbers, and they took his horse, they took all of his money, and they left him on the side of the road. He was stuck. He had nowhere to go, no money to stay in an inn. And he was just thinking, how am I going to get out of here? And as he was sitting on the side of the road waiting, he saw a priest coming down the road. Now, priests worked for the church, and they were meant to love and care for all people, care for the community. So when this priest saw the man on the side of the road, do you think that he stopped to help him? Yes, you would think the priest would stop to help him. But the priest looked at him, and he did not stop. He kept on going. I know. So, yeah, the man was there for hours and hours, and then when he looked up again, a second man was coming, and this man was a Levite. So he was from the same town as the man who had gotten robbed. So maybe he was his actual neighbor, maybe he lived down the street from him, maybe they had been friendly before. So when he saw this man who he knew, do you think that the man stopped to help him? Yes, you would think that the man would be a good neighbor and stop. But the Levite did not stop to help him. He didn't even look. Now, the man waited and waited for a little bit longer, and he saw finally a third man coming down the road. Now, this man was a Samaritan. He was from a place very far away called Samaria. And Samaria was really different from Jerusalem. They had different people, different customs, different religion. And it wasn't like Jerusalem at all. So this man was a complete stranger. Do you think that the stranger would stop to help the man on the side of the road? No, you wouldn't think so. And the man probably thought, well, after my friends didn't help me, surely this stranger isn't going to stop and help me. But the Samaritan stopped. He stopped on the side of the road. He gave the man money to go stay in an inn. And he even told the man once they got there, wait here. I'm going to come back tomorrow and get you a new horse, and you can keep going on your way. The Samaritan gave the man so much help, even though he didn't know him at all. So at the end of the story, Jesus asked the man, which of the men in the story do you think was a good neighbor? Which one?
The stranger.
The stranger, exactly. And we can all be good Samaritans by doing little things to help people, even if maybe we don't know who they are or where they're coming from. If we see somebody new in our class who's having a hard time, or somebody new on the playground who doesn't have anybody to play with, what are some little things that we can all do to be good neighbors? You can play with them. That's good. We can be friendly.
Help them clean up.
Help them clean up. That's a good thing. Maybe we can, if we see some trash in the park or on the street, maybe we can clean it up and help be good Samaritans for our whole neighborhood. So will you guys say a repeat after me prayer with me? Okay. Dear God, thank you for reminding us to be good neighbors. Help us show your love and care for all people. Amen. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for Children's Time today.